football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Broncos and the Chiefs, and it's coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to chilly, but of course sold out, GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. Coming up, divisional round Saturday, we've got an AFC battle on tap, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Kansas City Chiefs.
With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top
for a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. From his end zone, here's Tremon Smith. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. Bringing them out is the 12th-year pro seeking a return to Pro Bowl form, Russell Wilson.
And if he and his guys want to spring the upset here in the second round and move on, they've got to focus on the good that they did in the wild card victory. At the top of that list, protecting the football. Got a little careless last week. A few got away from him. Might not be so fortunate this time around. And if that's the case, they'll end up going home.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Wilson. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And he's taken down, a Chiefs sack. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack. Well, anytime you sack Russell Wilson, that's a win for the defense. But to get him here on his opening drive of the ball game, that's a really big win for that defense.
And the goal every week, keep him in the pocket. Don't let him get to the perimeter, because when he's in the open field, not only can he hurt you, but also you lose sight of receivers downfield, and they'll hurt you with big plays.
Here's Wilson. Got a man, that's little Jordan Humphrey. A big change in field position there. That's 40 yards on the catch and run.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. A first carry for Samaje Perine. And an excellent job of finding the opening, as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. And between the last two plays, they moved it over half the length of the football field. Now Wilson on first down. This is caught. Touchdown, Broncos. Roschon Johnson. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Broncos are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Forget about the storylines of being intimidated in the playoffs on the road. I mean, that was pretty clinical right there.
Yeah, they didn't treat it like it was a playoff game in January, did they?
No.
That felt much more like, hey, we're back in August, running a few drills in the practice field. They seem unaffected by what they're facing in this one.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos. That time a 6-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All in all, he was pretty solid in the victory in the wild card round and threw a couple of touchdowns. And when it comes to quarterback play, you'd always love spectacular. But in the playoffs, you'll take solid, and that's exactly what they're looking for from him again in this contest.
Now the Georgia Southern man, this is Jerick McKinnon, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Looking to throw is Mahomes. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 plays so far, a run and a pass attempt, and both have gone backwards.
Probably not how they drew that up.
Not at all.
Looking for a better play coming up on 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
They go play fake. Mahomes. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Back to throw. And that is incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Wilson.
It got his man complete.
Down the sideline he goes.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
Roschon Johnson
with his 2nd touchdown of this opening quarter.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
And out come the Chiefs now. And you work so hard during the regular season to earn that bye to go to the divisional round fresh. Well, maybe they're too fresh because they've come out here pretty flat.
And how many times have we seen it? And let's go to other sports now. Let's go to basketball, baseball, those ones where the playoffs are a series. And you see teams who were playing before versus the team that had the bye, and they take them on, and how many often does that team that have been playing before win game 1?
Right.
Almost always, right? Feels that way anyway. When it's a one-shot deal like the NFL, that's critical because now you come in and you get the momentum, you can take them out in that one game and it's over. And those other ones, that team at home usually gets a chance to recover, and they're usually the better team.
Well, they better halt that momentum on the other side quickly, or this might be their last game. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete.
A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Brings up third down and 17.
Mahomes going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink.
Oh, batted at the line and intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Denver's offense now set to go. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick 6, and here he ends up on his backside.
And you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick 6, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, open man left side. It's a tight end man, Hurts. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Now it's Wilson. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Butker on for the PAT. Now we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Back to the air, Wilson after the pick six. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now it's Wilson.
That's into the hands of McLaughlin.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And sometimes when you see a running back lined up out wide, you think maybe he's just a decoy. But not in this case. He was lined up out wide to the left, turned into a primary receiver, and picked up a nice chunk of yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 31.
Up the middle, here's Pirine.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Dances by at the 20. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Well, this has certainly been a nice drive with the way they've spread the football around. Here, they even get the fullback involved in the passing game. That's got to cause a lot of consternation on the defensive side. You've got to cover him, too. That makes things really difficult.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7.
Again, here's Pirine. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Samaje Perine taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the lead. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run from Samaje Perine.
And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it.
Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
Open man is the tight end, Noah Gray.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. A well-designed corner blitz that gets him for a loss of 8 yards. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw hauled in by Bell.
Call it a gain of a yard. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now here's Mahomes. He hits his target, left side, Watson. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Up to midfield.
Look at him go inside the 30. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Broncos. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way to the end zone for 6 points. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. This fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. Mahomes now on first down. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Down to the 10. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Sky Moore, 77 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. And that is how you retaliate after getting scored on one play. Big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like two boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes it a 28-24 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Well, the football going back over to the Denver Broncos. Right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going?
And now the rookie's free. He may go. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jaleel McLaughlin with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And now here comes Kansas City. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible.
Touchdown! Sky Moore. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Butker now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 4. One of the shortest drives you'll ever see. One play, 75 yards,
6 points.
And this taken in at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On the handoff, McLaughlin.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
They'll come up now 3rd and 9. The give is to McLaughlin.
And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime.
The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
They go play action. Now Mahomes.
Finding Gray going across the field. Look at the big man rumble.
And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown.
Noah Gray.
76 yards.
And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that gives them a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Broncos going to go on offense now late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And his throw is incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Wilson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race.
Inside the 20.
And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Jaleel McLaughlin.
On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here in the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
So it's on to halftime of this AFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, this is the second of 4 games this weekend as we narrow the field down to the 4 teams who will meet in the league championship games next Sunday. We'll get back out to you guys in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other divisional round games in the AFC. And it looks like a good one, as it'll be the Cincinnati Bengals squaring off against the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, in our game, we've got 1 half remaining to find out who goes on to the AFC title game. And to bring it all to you, let's send it back out to Brandon Godden.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. That is caught. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
First and 10, it's Edwards-Helaire with it. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Throwing now is Mahomes. To the right side and complete to Washington. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Montrell Washington, 53 yards. And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in this third quarter.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Butker on for the PAT. And that one gives them a 3-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 168 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Atkins.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain it.
Touchdown, Broncos! Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now.
And the Broncos have retaken a third-quarter lead. So a very strong first drive in the second half, Charles, as they've turned that halftime deficit into a third-quarter lead.
And they were pretty purposeful there, weren't they? Measured in their approach. But, boy, they executed awfully well, moving the ball down the field.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a Denver touchdown.
And he returns this to the 22. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right? Where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
2nd and 10.
Mahomes now to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
Here comes 3rd and about a foot.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. Big strides, look at him go. Inside the 10.
Touchdown! Blake Bell. 68 yards.
And the Chiefs have regained the lead.
Oh, that's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Denver's offense ready to go again.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. To throw is Wilson. And the Chiefs are going to get him. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Looking to throw. Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Take it at the 37. There's a nice move. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Chiefs will have excellent field position here as they take over. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the Broncos will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown out a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day and intercept it.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The throw over the middle, taken in, and way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now he's loose again. Inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jaleel McLaughlin. 62 yards. And the Broncos have yet again retaken the lead. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
Lutz with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit, because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit, in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. To throw, it's Mahomes. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards. Now Mahomes. He finds more in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. Saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Chiefs have answered back with a 3rd-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead.
And that 3rd counter there gives them the lead, and it's obvious they've needed everything that he's given them today. The 3 touchdowns, that's impressive, but without them, they're not winning this game.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that gives them a 3-point lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now Wilson on second down. That caught by Manhertz. That'll give him 8 that time. And 3rd and 1 now.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point of attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Open man complete to Humphrey. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down. Now 2nd and 9. Here's Wilson. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, Wilson. There's Manhertz, the tight end. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. 244 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. 2 yards to go, 2nd down. A carry for the fullback. This is Mike Burton. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Now Wilson on first down. Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively, but they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Wilson. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. Sean Payton not liking that last call. He's going to go ahead and challenge it. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So Sean Payton correct in his decision to challenge as he wins the appeal. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Washington now brings this out. And running with power here. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Chiefs offense set to go. And several days ago, you and I talked with a couple of guys in the meetings about how big is home field advantage? And they kind of downplayed it a bit, but I think we're seeing here today, building up this lead, looks like they're going to win. Why home field advantage in the divisional round so important?
Yeah, they may have downplayed it, but we could also sense that it was important to them because nothing has to change. You don't have to uproot anything. Sometimes when you're going on the road, you may have to even leave earlier in order to get acclimated if it's going to be a tough environment against the team you're going to play. So being at home was a big deal. But now they know, at least they feel like it, they're moving on to the championship round. There's got to be no better feeling. They'll get that 24-hour rule in. Enjoy that before they look forward to the next opponent.
Now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. We'll step aside and get an update when we return to KC.
The offense on third down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. This is Bell.
They needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And this will be taken at the 13. That's a 49-yard punt, 8 though on the return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. And Denver getting set to take the field.
And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead and the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
They run again with the fullback Burton.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco 1st down.
First down, Broncos.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Another carry for Burton. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. They give to Burton, the fullback. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they'll indeed take a knee. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Handoff to the fullback Burton. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
Well, big man with ball met bigger man on the other side of the line. A really nice play for the defense.
They go to a knee here, and with that, it's on to the AFC title game. So they file for the exits here in silence. And what a job to come in on the road, divisional round of the playoffs, and you get to end it by going down to a knee.
Now their confidence has to be at an extreme high. That's 2 weeks in a row they've gone on the road and gotten it done. They don't care where they go. From here on out, they think they can beat anyone.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team, a tough way for it to end.